now for another Great Minds Think Alike with the best of Albert Einstein and Sigmund Freud.
Hello. Today we'll be discussing how movies are lost in translation. Not the movie Lost in Translation. You skinny little pervy who got his name in history by simply labeling everything with a sexual word and then matching it up with some psychological term. Jeez. Anyway, we'll be looking on how American exported movies lose full face value when entering other countries, sort of like currency. Recently, we did a segment on Back to the Future, and while researching some trivia for said movie, we found that in some countries, when a movie goes abroad, it really goes abroad. They do this because sometimes to translate books or songs directly, it doesn't make sense, so they take the premise of the plot and use that for the title.
The movie Back to the Future is based on a car that travels through time. Some countries have basically translated the movie title from Back to the Future to The Amazing Car That Runs on Plutonium in their native language. Now, that works because in the movie, the DeLorean does use plutonium, but Doc goes into the future and gets a Mr. Fusion installed on the car, so won't need to depend on plutonium at all, making the rest of the series incorrectly labeled when they maintain the same translation title with The Amazing Car That Runs on Plutonium 2 and The Amazing Car That Runs on Plutonium 3.
That reminds me of another Michael J. Fox film, Teen Wolf. When Teen Wolf arrived in Brazil, it received the title Garoto do Futuro, which means boy from the future, even though the plot had nothing to do with time travel or people becoming wolves in the future or anything. They just associated Michael J. Fox with Back to the Future, hence how it got its name once translated into Portuguese.
But this isn't the only movie title Brazilians have totally altered. Dumb and Dumber in Brazil is called The More the Dumb the Better. Sound of music, smiles, and tears. At least they kept Star Wars to Battle of the Galaxies. I wonder what they called Forrest Gump. Retard who sits on a bench and offers people chocolates?
In Spain, they basically take American movies and chop them down into 30-minute segments.
So, when the first Batman, which is the original Batman and Joker movie, came out in Spain, they edited it down into a 30-minute TV episode, with no following seasons of Batman, no pilots, just some one-time TV show epic. In the original Batman movie, Batman and Joker fight in the Belfry, Batman punches Joker, Joker falls over the edge, and then pulls Batman and Vicky Bell over the edge with him. Batman eventually kills Joker by lassoing a wire around his ankle in the garden. In the Spain adaptation, during the fight in the Belfry, Batman still punches Joker, which basically causes Joker to fall to his death. Pretty lame. This is what their version looked like. Why didn't they just edit all the boring stuff and be true to the original ending? Couldn't imagine being a Spaniard and seeing the original ending after being exposed to this anticlimactic ending.
Yes, that does stink. More than Lazarus when he arose, I'm sure.
When Laverne and Shirley premiered in Afghanistan, they had to insert an additional text in the opening credits so the viewers who grew up in a male-dominant, women-oppressed culture would understand the behavior of these out-of-control females. The opening scene is the same with an additional line at the bottom of the screen stating, "These women have escaped from a mental institution." So, if you grew up in Afghanistan and have never been exposed to an American woman's way of life, this clearly indicates why Laverne and Shirley are the way they are.
That's not to say that when we receive foreign films that they aren't all screwed up. Don't believe us? Take Kung Fu Hustle, originally called Gong Fu. Pan's Labyrinth? Who the hell is Pan in the movie? The original name of the movie is El Labyrinthino del Fauno, the Labyrinth of the Faun. What happened was that Pan is the name of the faun in Shakespeare's A Midnight Summer's Dream, like Mr. Tubness is the name of the faun in C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
So, whoever translated the title didn't know that in English we too have a word for fawn, and just called it what they think we associate fawns with, the most popular of all, Pan. They might as well have called it Mr. Tumnus's Labyrinth.
Thank you for joining us on Great Minds Think Alike.